What's up, Facebook? Welcome to my late night chat. I just got done watching the Oscars and I wanted to talk a little bit about it and why voice my opinion out there. Why not? Why not put my opinion out there because everybody else does and I'm up late and I finished watching it and there's a lot of things that came to mind while watching the Oscars. It's on very late. There's a lot of stuff I want to talk about it. And you'll notice my title, Dear Hollywood. I wrote on there, Dear Hollywood, because there's a lot of things. I think there's a massive disconnection with the actors and actresses and all the famous people in Hollywood. I think there's a serious disconnection between them and the rest of America. And of course, I'm up smoking a cigarette. But I wanted to jump on here and throw some things out there. The hypocrisy, Dear Hollywood, your hypocrisy stood out massively during the Oscars on so many different levels. The hypocrisy was massive. Hey Cheryl, thanks for watching. So first and foremost, Dear Hollywood, your hypocrisy was outrageous during the Oscars in so many ways, and I'm going to go over that. Number one, it's highly likely in the upcoming days you may see something along the lines of, even though they wanted equality and exception amongst everyone, you may see a story pop up that out of all the Oscar winners, only 2 of them were African Americans, which I personally didn't like. One of the ladies who is African American didn't see the show, so looking for your updates. Awesome. One of the ladies who is an African American who I highly admire. She's a phenomenal actress. I believe she did the movie Crunching Numbers. Her name is Octavia. She is phenomenal. I believe she should have won one of those Oscars. But out of all the Oscars, only 2 African American people won an Oscar, if I'm not mistaken, one of which was Kobe Bryant, the basketball player. And of course, there wasn't as much politics in this show as previous, but there was still some politics. There was even one where one Latino guy, Mexican guy, and forgive me, hey William, thanks for watching. He even talked about one of the animated films. I believe it was Coco, and he talked about the boy in life and afterlife, and he kind of tried to make a joke because there's no walls built in the afterlife. Not one single person laughed at that joke. Not one. You could hear a pin drop. He was expecting a laugh. So, yeah, out of the whole Oscars, only 2 African Americans won an Oscar, one of which was Kobe Bryant. No female African American won an Oscar. And I did a little bit of research on it, and I guarantee that the majority of America did not know that studies done years ago showed that a male leading actor in a movie, if he wins an Oscar, it will increase his salary up to about $4 million. You know what a female gets when she wins the leading role and gets an Oscar? About $500,000. So while all of Hollywood is yelling and screaming politics about Trump and about the world being all accepting, there's people at this show that gladly accept an award with such an unequal balance in itself. And it's mind-blowing to me. That part was outrageously mind-blowing to me. Number 2, Dear Hollywood, your hypocrisy is showing. At the very end, and of course I'm having my cigarette. At the very end, when they announce the lead male actor and the lead female actor who wins the Oscar, Who comes first? Always the male actor first, then the female. Interesting how that's never swapped. But hey, we need all equality and all acceptance. That was part of the hypocrisy. Another thing that just blows my mind, and I invite any single Hollywood actor or actress. It's so easy, and I made this comment, it's so easy to be a spectator and heckle somebody else rather than being the person on the bullseye and being heckled by spectators. I would invite any actor or actress to even try to become that person that sits in the Oval Office and sign their name on that dotted line on a decision, knowing that the instant second they sign their name on that line of whatever it is, immediately they're going to have half the world hate them for doing it, and they'll have half the world love them for doing it. It's amazing how much Hollywood can use their money and their platform to put their opinions out there, but could they really take the place of the president in the United States and make those crucial decisions? Could they do it? Not just talk about it. Could they really do it? Here's another part that massively bothers me. I mean, granted, all these actors and actresses, yes, did work to get to the place where they are. They earned that money, but they earned that money from people who go to watch their movies, not because of their political views. Has nothing to do with their political views. And I think this is where Hollywood has become completely unattached with the reality of the rest of the world. And here's how I prove that. At the very end of the Oscars, they do the in memoriam. All the great people who've been called upstairs by God, they show a picture and we remember those we've lost. Here's a wake-up call for Hollywood and all those actors and actresses. When we normal people see that memoriam, we're not looking at those actors and actresses and writers and directors going, oh, I'm going to miss that guy or that girl or that lady, that man, that person. I'm going to miss them so much because they were such a great Republican with awesome political views. That's never going to happen. So every single actor and actress in Hollywood, God forbid your time comes, but when it does and you're on that memoriam screen, the general public who you've inspired to go see your God-given talent of acting in a movie, the people are not going to look at you and go, oh, they were fantastic when they offered their opinion on the stage at a huge ceremony where people are wearing suits, and even just a single earring could literally pay for a guy like me a full year of rent. We're not going to remember those people because of their political stances. And this is the huge disconnect in Hollywood. And this may piss some people off, but hey, that's me. We are not going to remember famous Hollywood for what their political opinions were. The reason why you initially got into the business is because you loved telling your story and your God-given talent. You were given this talent to draw out emotions in people who saw your talent. You help normal people like us escape our reality by taking ourselves out of our reality and putting ourselves in that story that you portray so well. That is your spot because you're great at it. And we are inspired by that. And I think all of Hollywood is losing that grasp. So when you talk about walls, when you talk about surveillance, when you talk about guns, when you talk about the poverty-stricken, and again, this is all directed at Hollywood, are you thinking about all those things knowing that the jewelry you wear at this show, could pay a full year of rent for the majority of people like me. Are you thinking about those issues when you go to that party tonight and you and 3 other friends split a bottle of champagne in celebration, but forgetting that that bottle of champagne you're drinking could literally feed a family of 5 for what? A month or 2? And when you go home, actors and actresses, when you go to your house, and again, you've earned it, you worked hard for it, but these actors and actresses, when they go home after their celebratory parties tonight, what are they going home to? They don't have to drive their mansion, surrounded by armed bodyguards, going to their house, surrounded by a wall and cameras and security, not having to think about waking up the next morning to start their 40-hour work week on a Monday. They're not going to wake up tomorrow and go, you know, I got to look into my phone, go into my bank account, and make sure I have enough money to put gas in the car, to go to work, just so I can pay rent at the end of the month. None of them are doing that. The dresses they wear, the suits that they wear. Yes, your message may inspire us on your political views, but there's no way that you could comprehend what the majority of people, just like myself, actually go through. And not specifically like myself, of any nationality, of any color, of any gender. You have no idea what we're going to go through. Is there a single actor or actress who cares about our current status in the U.S. so much that they would be willing to strip away all their money, all their jewelry, all their security guards, that big wall around their mansion, and actually come live a life today the way we do? Because most of those actors and actresses have been doing this for so long, and way back 10, 20, 30 years ago, it might be easier to live the life that we do. But try doing it now. So when you go onto a show like the Oscars, and you get a trophy that's easily worth $500,000 to $4 million just for getting that award, and when you're celebrating with your friends and wearing suits that's more than my year's salary, or dresses that's more than my year's salary, or you got one earring in your ear that could probably buy a house for the average people I see every day, it's hard to take your political stances seriously. So, dear Hollywood, please seriously think about your hypocrisy that you spew all over the place. And the only reason you make all the money that you do is because God gave you a talent to portray a story in such a phenomenal way that it helps people like us escape our reality for just an hour and a half at the cost of $15 a ticket. That's why we watch you. That's the reality. If I'm missing anything, please, anyone, let me know. That is just something I wanted to put out there. Some people may agree with it, some people may not. But again, I'm one of those average people, as there are millions and millions across this country, who are going to wake up tomorrow and not think about how inspiring one of those Hollywood actors or actresses' political views were. We're going to wake up tomorrow morning, log into our phones, check our bank accounts, make sure we have enough money to put in the gas tank to get to work, just to pay rent at the end of the month. That's what the majority of people that pay your salaries are doing tomorrow. That's my 2 cents on the Oscars. Feel free and comment. Let me know what your thoughts are below. If you like this, hey Jermaine, oh yeah, I never sleep. You may definitely want to watch the replay. I thought it was quite intriguing, some points I put out there about the Oscars. But if you like the video, share it, comment, let me know what your thoughts are. And yeah, I'll keep on putting some more videos out there when when the time strikes me well. I hope everybody's having a great Sunday night. Hope the start of your week tomorrow is fantastic. And again, let me know your thoughts and comments, and like and share. See you guys.